Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another daily cryptocurrency market update. If you are finding yourself on this channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe because we drop an update just like this one every single day at 1 p.m. UK time to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space and also the broader markets. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be revisiting the Dixie, which is the dollar versus a basket of currencies. And re-going over why this is important. And actually, we did speculate on a turn for risk that was very much based on the Dixie, a shooting star candle that we had that may or has or was the signal for the Dixie to sort of soften up. And then you've had lots of data that's confirmed that. The charts are the footprints in the sand, ladies and gentlemen. Charts are a lot more than just charts. You know, there's psychology that goes into it. When you're looking at a chart, you're looking at a real representation of people and how they're choosing to allocate their capital. And that can be very telling. And we're a massive champion of technical analysis. So we will be looking at the Dixie, also looking at the euro versus the US dollar, which is the predominant currency, the euro, that is against the Dixie. You know, I think it's nearly 50%. And then we're going to be looking at a number of other sort of macro-y things. We're going to be also looking at the news that Ronaldo, I think, is looking to be sued due to his involvement with Binance. But I want to start the video off with really talking about what I think is going to be the next big thing in Web3, and that is decentralized computing. We are moving towards, at a rapid pace, in 10 years' time, we will not recognize the world as it is today. And there's going to be things that you would have thought were impossible to have happened in 10 years by the time we get to that 10-year mark. The world is rapidly changing. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot of negative things that are brought about by moving to a completely computerized world. But that's the way we're moving. You know, this kind of concept of metaverse, this kind of concept of the digital age, which we are well and truly in, and it's about to really accelerate, and crypto is going to play a vital role in that along with AI. But actually computing and the power that we are going to need is going to be insane, you know, and how are we going to facilitate that power? Are we going to trust the likes of Amazon? You know, or if you look at the biggest stocks, a lot of them have a lot to do with computing and cloud computing and services like that. And they are very centralized. You essentially give a lot of power to these companies, a lot of data to these companies as a result of this. We are now seeing the emergence of decentralized computing, decentralized data storage, and decentralized AI. This is the next big thing in blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. If you look, and I really want to spend some time on this because the opportunities that are going to arise from this, you've got this perfect divergence or convergence, I should say, of blockchain, which is its own technological revolution, computing and AI, and this kind of decentralized bringing of them all together, facilitated by blockchain. This is the next big thing. And we're going to take a little bit of a break over the next couple of days, and then we're going to come back and we're really going to be expanding on this. Because if you look at Bitcoin and how it's decentralized money, you know, basically decentralized finance is huge. This idea that we can, the whole concept of a distributed ledger is that more than one people hold it, and you can reach a consensus as a result of that by the majority, you know, being right, essentially. It kind of democratizes money in many respects. Computing is a similar thing. You can essentially pull together in a decentralized manner computers, implement blockchain, and create this massive computational power cloud computer that can compete. It's cheaper, it's more transparent, it's arguably fairer. You're getting your sovereignty back in many regards with the likes of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and these other companies. And that's just cloud computing, let alone AI that's going to basically feed off of that. You're going to have that computing power to facilitate that AI. This is a concept that is absolutely mind-blowing to me. And this is the next big trend in the cryptocurrency space, ladies and gentlemen. Mark my words on that. You know, I haven't been this excited about something really since DeFi or since like Chainlink's Oracle solutions. Decentralized computing is absolutely the next big thing. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. Also, I did tweet this out yesterday. Cloud computing enabled rapid growth of Web 2. It is also enabling Web3 as well, but with considerable downsides. So this is very, very interesting. This idea of decentralizing this is massive. And if you're going to have a decentralized, the whole ethos of Bitcoin is to decentralize things, you can't then go and use centralized services. There are a lot of cryptos out there that have over 25% of their power, their stake pools, on Amazon Web Services. Most NFTs do not exist on the blockchain. They exist on Amazon or other cloud providers. This idea of decentralized computing, not only is it huge at the moment, cloud computing, but it's going to become even bigger in the world that we're moving towards. It's going to be a completely different world in 10 years, guys. And I do think there's a lot of negative repercussions. I'm somebody that likes to touch grass. I like to go out into nature, but we are moving towards a completely cyber world. You know, I've been looking a lot into cybernetics. I don't want to go on too much about this because this is a daily market update, but I do love to share my thoughts with you guys. So let's start things off with the dollar. Now, you guys will know that we were highlighting a potential downside coming for the dollar after a very aggressive uptrend based on this shooting star here. And we said the correlation, of course, with the dollar is that when the dollar's strong, risk doesn't do well. And it makes a lot of sense. When you're looking at Bitcoin, you're looking at Bitcoin against the dollar, okay? Let's put this on log for all of these. And you can see just generally just putting these two on, but we could add a further basket of risk with the likes of gold, precious metals. We could add bonds, and we could add real estate. But we'll just keep it short and sweet. So these assets sold down on the dollar going up on the basis of interest rates. There's fundamental reasons for all this. The dollar goes down, assets go up until a point where the dollar started to gain strength. This is where the S&P topped, and so did Bitcoin, ran to that 30K. So we were really waiting for, you can see dollar up, stocks generally down. And then we were speculating here that there was going to be a turning point for the dollar, and you have since had that. So you've now had, and we'll probably extend this right the way up to here, the dollar roll and risk has done very well. So we were exceptionally spot on that call. This is why technical analysis is to be championed, in my opinion, because it is the footprints in the sand. And people don't really understand that. If you can read charts and figure out, based on probabilities, what's going to come next, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of your competitors because you can't conceal what's happening in a chart and thus who and what's affecting the price. Whereas news feeds and stuff like this can be manipulated. I've also been looking into this idea of decentralized truth. So how do we get truth with mainstream media being completely untrustable? This concept of decentralized ledgers goes far beyond money. It's almost a philosophical, it's almost a social, ethical occurrence. You know, it really is. And this idea of decentralized truth, you can actually decentralize truth. You can have multiple people, 51% you go with, and the more consensus there is across multiple different independent providers, you can reach a consensus on a more trustworthy basis. You know, you can essentially trust technology more than you can trust media, I guess. And then this is a whole paradox that I don't really want to explore. But dollar's been very important. Risk's doing very well. We absolutely expect it to continue. The Dixie is made up predominantly against the euro. It's 50-something%. This is the euro against the USD. And this doesn't look half bad, in my opinion. It may need a third impulse, a third rollover. So you can see you've got a lot of you've got a restricting pattern here. This is what you're looking at when you're looking at these patterns. So it may need something like this, but this is going to break out. And we are looking at a broader time frame for the Dixie to be coming down to. So we essentially think the Dixie is in and let's get rid of this, a broader channel that's likely going to lead to downside. Let's get rid of these as well. And this is going to tie in with our theory of markets do well up until a shitstorm, which is backed by so much stuff that we've looked at, guys. You know, we were literally probably the first people on the bull call in regards to the 5th of January coming out and saying we're now flipping bullish on the markets and starting to accumulate. You get the continuation to the downside, you're going to see risk do very well. And right now, you know, we did say, look, Bitcoin's just run into a little bit of resistance. It may need a little bit longer to sort of pause, but ultimately, don't be too greedy. This is a bull market. You know, people will, and they'll constantly cite dumb stuff like, oh, well, look at the fear and greed index. People are greedy right now. That means it can't go up. In a bear market, yeah, okay, right? Because the trend is down. So when people are greedy, you know, that's the short part of the overall trend, which is ascending to the upside. It's reversed in a bull market. People have a right to be greedy in regards to the fear and greed index. So, you know, we're very much on the money. We expect Bitcoin to continue at least to the 40-something Ks. We are looking at altcoins right now in regards to the sector that I just mentioned at the start of the video. If you want to find out what they are, please consider becoming a Patreon, that we think are going to do very well as a result of this. And this idea of a decentralized sort of cyber future that we're moving towards, which sounds really Orwellian and everything in between. It kind of is. We looked at GDP, and we also looked at buy now, pay later schemes. Actually, do you know what I want to do with you guys? I think we had GDP for the United States yesterday, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up Forex Factory on the topic of the dollar, which is seeing a little bit of strength. No, so GDP is actually today at 1 o'clock, 1:30 p.m. UK time, so it's 8:30, I believe, in Washington. So this is going to be interesting. Expectations are for it to come out slightly higher. We saw a record sales in regards to Black Friday. However, a lot of this was on buy now, pay later. And we're actually seeing Christmas adverts advertised with credit now, which is, I know lots of people, Christmas is very expensive, you know, finance Christmas with credit. You've got a high interest rate on that credit and a record number I think we're going to see over Christmas, and we've seen that with Black Friday. So there is going to become a slowing down in the economy, but it doesn't happen until later on. There's a lagged effect with all this. You know, it's buy now, pay later. It's stimulate now with governments. We'll deal with the shitstorm later once probably another president is in or something. I remember you've got the elections coming up. So it's GDP's tomorrow. Going to be interesting. I was going to go through a thread from Jim Bianco, but I'm not. It's basically just saying that a lot of people were blindsided. I think with the general trend right now, pullbacks are going to be short-lived because people will be looking to enter on those pullbacks and not miss out. Remember, December is typically a very good time for the stock market. Stock market's done exactly what we expected it to. Amazon announces new AI chip as it deepens NVIDIA relationship. We're actually looking at an altcoin right now that's partnered with NVIDIA. I won't go into too much detail. And the last little bit of news that we have is Ronaldo's legal tackle, the Binance endorsement saga. Long story short, Cristiano Ronaldo, a celebrated soccer icon, has recently become embroiled in a significant legal dispute. The issue at hand is the endorsement of Binance, a leading cryptocurrency exchange, and the promotion of their non-fungible tokens, NFTs. This article delves into the intricacies of the lawsuit. So this is obviously published at allincrypto.com. Please do come and check this out. We have some absolute surprises for you guys that we're going to be announcing in December for 2024 in regards to things you can actually use for free that will help you on your crypto journey. That's really all I've got for you guys. Remember, dollar's a big part. We've got the direction of the dollar very wrong. This is by all accounts, in my opinion, an uptrend, and it's going to continue. And if we look at the total market cap of the crypto space, you know, this is now a broken out market. And many altcoins are still in that sort of stage one basement moving forward. You can learn about stage analysis by following us or becoming a Patreon. So that's really all I've got for you guys. I don't think there's really anyone that's been this spot on about the markets than we have this year. You know, we were even very on the money in 2022. And of course, before that, we admit that we thought the bull market was going to last a little bit longer, but we pivoted very quickly. And that's all I've got for you guys. If you enjoyed the content, like us, appreciate it, so as a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.